Hey guys, and welcome to the Arsenal podcast. I'm your host Elijah, and I'm joined with my co-host Tyler. Tyler, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, guys. Thank you for the support on our last podcast. It's doing very well, and shout outs to all of you guys for listening and tuning in.
A big shout out to you guys. Couldn't have done it without you guys, so thank you for your continued support. So, as we record this, we have beaten Leeds 4-2, and yeah, it was been a very good game to say the least for the first 60 minutes. Then we kind of tailed off. Or what do you think?
I think it was a good game for us to build our confidence back up since from our recent games we haven't done too well, such as the Wolves game where we got 2 red cards. It was good for Aubameyang to get a hat-trick and build up back his confidence. Hopefully we see the Aubameyang we all know.
Exactly, for sure, definitely. And it's just we need to keep that form up going. But yeah, I'm excited. If he can hit the heights that he was before, then yeah, maybe we could do something towards the latter stages of the season.
Yeah, hopefully we can build our way up and up to the table. Hopefully reaching top 6, maybe even lower, because our expectations aren't that
Yeah,
high.
definitely. It's been very good. So the last time we did a podcast, which was a month and a half ago, sorry guys that I disappeared. It was my fault. It really was my fault. So I'm very sorry. But we have had a mixed bag of results since the Chelsea game. So we beat Brighton, beat West Brom, beat Newcastle in the FA Cup, drew to Crystal Palace, beat Newcastle again, beat Southampton, drew to Man United, lost to Wolves, lost to Aston Villa, and then again the game that we were just talking about against Leeds that we beat them 4-2. But I just feel like with those mixed bag of results, obviously we did start well, and that was when the emergence of Smith Rowe really took into play. But I think that there are signs of improvement under Mikel Arteta. What do you think?
Yeah, there's been great signs of improvements. For example, when he brought Smith Rowe in the team, our team started to play better. Like, Smith Rowe is our highest assist person this year, of the season, with 5 assists. Well, that's good for a youngster, and coming into a senior team, he's been doing very well.
For sure. And I think we should get a round of applause for Emile Smith Rowe. But nah, man, in general, I think that with Smith Rowe, obviously emergence, and obviously in case you guys haven't known, well, I think you might know, but we bring him Martin Ødegaard. I think this can only help him thrive more as well.
Yeah, he can probably thrive more since him and Ødegaard can play off each other, creativity together, and put the ball back in the net or be an assist king.
For sure, because for example, this Leeds game that happened today, you saw that Smith Rowe did start out on the left, Ødegaard took that number 10 position, and I think you could see that it clicked very well, especially when Auba came on off the left at times as well. It did kind of click very well.
Yeah, we had great chemistry between the forwards and centre mids today. We played very well, especially I think Dani Ceballos. He was getting up and down, playing the right balls. Sometimes he may have played the wrong, but majority of the times he played the right balls, and he was breaking through lines and that.
Yeah, this is the thing with Ceballos. It's what we needed in the team, and that's what really gained our success throughout the FA Cup last season. That pivot of Xhaka and Ceballos, then getting forward Xhaka in the pivot. So I think that is what we need. But with Ceballos, you can have that mixed bag of results with him, especially with performance-wise, because you could have a good game like he did today, but then you could also have a poor game from Ceballos where he's just not looking up to it really, like when we played Fulham.
Yeah, sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. We need a consistent Ceballos, and then hopefully we'll sign him, and he'll always be consistent for us.
Yeah. Leading on to that point, actually, with the signing, do you think that we should sign him at the end of his loan deal?
It depends how he performs for the rest of the season. If he's declining in his form, I think we should just let him go back to Real Madrid.
Yeah, for
How
sure,
about
definitely. I feel the same way that if he can show the levels that he did last season when we got towards the latter stages of the FA Cup, for sure, then keep him round again. But if it's back to mediocre performances or this once in a while where he turns up, then I just don't think that there will be any point in us extending that loan of his.
you? Yeah.
But yeah, obviously Auba did score a hat-trick in today's game. which was brilliant for his confidence. First starting about 5 games apparently, so that would have definitely boosted his confidence.
Yeah, he's had some family issues coming back. He's been on the bench recently. He's come on a few times, but first start since he's bagged the hat trick. His confidence skying through the roof. Hopefully, he can show us what he can do against Man City.
For sure, definitely. And I just feel like with Aubameyang, hopefully he can just hit the ground running again, because that would be very key for us. But yeah, leading on to a preview really of the next Europa League game, which is against Benfica. What do you make of the game, considering how attack-minded Mikel went today? Who do you say that we play, or who do you say leaves out the team? Because Pepe didn't play, which I think is a hint that he's going to definitely start against Benfica. But what do you think about that game coming up?
I think that game coming up, I think we should be focusing on that because if we want Champions League, the only way we can get it is probably from winning the Europa League. So I think we have to put our focus on the Europa League and put our strongest team out we have.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And I just feel like, as you said, that's really the only way that we can get into Europe. Top 4 hopes. I mean, again, there's always a chance in Premier League football. For example, Everton are now losing to Fulham 2-0, and you wouldn't expect something like that. So the gap is always going to be small. But it's just with our form, that's mixed bag as well. We're not like Man City where consistency we have week in, week out. We're more like the rest of them that's dip in form where you could have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just feel like if we can hit that consistency, then we do obviously have a chance. But I think Europe is probably the priority for now.
So what do you think of Arteta's choices as in subs, like bringing on Willian, Elneny and Holden today?
Now, this Willian thing, oh my God, I do feel sorry for Willian at times. The guy looks breathed of confidence, but the consistency that he's shown in poor performances, it's just hard to not be frustrated when you see Mikel decide to bring him on when you have the likes of Martinelli available on the bench.
Yeah. I think that Willian, I think his time at Arsenal, first game he was good, but rest of the games he's been absolutely poor. And I don't think his confidence will be coming back up anytime soon.
Yeah, for sure. And I think even I saw a stat where he's only had 1 or 2 shots on target since that Fulham game, which as a winger is poor, very poor.
Yeah.
And I think Granit has had more shots on target than him.
Granit Xhaka scored a goal, he hasn't.
Exactly. So I just feel like when I see Mikel bring him on, it does frustrate me at times because I'm like, why are you still persisting with this guy who has shown that he's consistently poor? But then again, when we played Man United, I think that one was a good change for him to make, bringing him on because Wan-Bissaka and who was it? I think it was whoever was on the right for Man United were doubling Hatrick, so
Yeah.
it did make it a bit difficult. So I can understand that one. That slowed down the pace and made Man United go to the other side towards, I believe it was the right-hand side, which was better for them. But I just think that whenever we're playing a game like this, there's just no need, doesn't need to play.
Yeah.
Especially
So
he brings him on early.
what do you think about the goals we conceded today?
I
For
mean,
instance, the corner set piece again.
the corner of this one is very difficult. The header, I can't take anything away from the guy. I can't even pronounce his name, but I can't take anything away from him. Brilliant header, water power header. But I don't think putting Saka to mark him at the beginning was the right thing. You should have put David Luiz. David Luiz should have really tracked him better. But I can't take anything away from the header. But it's really that second goal that you've got to be critical of for sure.
Yeah, the second goal, I think it was Bellerin's fault. He was poor defensively, let them drove into the box, play the ball in the box, 4-2, game on.
There you go.
They came at us straight away. We were on the back foot for the rest of the game. We had to bring on 2 defensive-minded players when we were 4-2 up. That just shows how topsy-turvy we can be. We can be 4-0 up, and then all of a sudden we're 4-2, and we're playing defensively. It's just, don't know.
It's a bit of a weird one. But I do actually have a question talking about sort of the defense / David Luiz. Would you give him another 1 year extension?
based on this season, I think Luis has been good. Apart from that red card, which personally I don't think it was a red card. I think we got robbed off not having him on the pitch.
Yeah, for sure,
But
definitely.
I think we should give him another year because he's making our other centre backs see that there's competition, and he has experience. So I think we should give him that 1 year.
Extension. Yeah, personally, I do think
Yeah,
that, and I agree with what you're saying. But personally, for me, I would just look at it as another step backwards, where I think it's just time to let some players move on. And I think David Luiz is sort of floating around that category where it's like we can't just keep these players on. We need to move on from them. But I do understand the leadership and the quality that he can bring on a good day, which is very important. But I just feel like we need to move on from these type of players. But no, I completely understand what you mean.
yeah, I see what you mean as well. So if Luis did go, what would your centre backs pairing be with Arsenal?
Well, I think
Still
it
knowing
would.
that Salabia is on loan and he's coming back at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think the chances of Mikel starting Saliba next season is going to be. I don't think that will happen. I highly doubt it. Um, I would probably say Gabriel and Holding, but Holding again, he can be a bit shaky. But recently, from what I've seen of him, he has been very, very consistent. So I would personally start Gabriel and Holding. But if Holding goes back to his old form, then just put Pablo Mari or Saliba in.
But if we put Pablo Mari, isn't he left-footed? So we'll have two left-footed centre backs.
Oh yeah, true, true, true. But again, it's like sometimes you have two right-footed players, but I
Yeah,
can
that's
see
true.
it's a bit more difficult with left-sided centre halves. But
Yeah,
yeah, I would say probably start off with Gabriel and Holding, see where that goes, and then obviously if Holding goes back, or Gabriel has been kind of not up to the standards that we know him to be, then drop one of
yeah,
them and know that you've got somebody who can easily take your place, like Pablo Mari or even William
yep,
Saliba.
yep.
But
Um,
no.
what do you think about Nketiah and Nelson not being on the bench at all or involved with the squad?
Well, with them, it's a whole nother story. Rhys Nelson, I think he should have definitely accepted a loan move away from the club because I heard that he didn't want to go and he wanted to fight for his place, which I can understand. But the fact that you haven't got into the squad, it's a bit difficult. I know he has had a niggle here and there, but I just feel like you should have taken that opportunity. Look at Joe Willock, for example. He has done very well at Newcastle. So I think he should have taken the opportunity, gone out on loan, got some fresh first team football.
Yeah, but I think Reece he can fight in a place for the bench, like coming on the sub or even starting, because when Pepe is not on his day, I think Reece could be better, and Willian Reece could be better than him. So I think if he gets fit, he's fighting for his position, and he can go on that bench and maybe even a starting 11.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I hope with him feel like he just won't be Arsenal standards. It's I've seen so much of him where I actually have more faith in Balogun than in Nketiah, and it's like I just don't think he's good enough even to be in the Premier League. And maybe that's a bit harsh on me because he is still young, but it's just why I've seen compared to other youngsters. And again, not everyone develops at the same rate, but I think that he's just not Arsenal material. I think maybe a Fulham, no disrespect to them, but Fulham is whereabouts he could play.
Yeah. Um. Last time I remember I said I think we should keep him, but I'm rethinking and I think he should either go on loan or we should do a permanent deal where he goes to a different club,
Yeah, for sure.
maybe in the Prem or hopefully Championship to make him develop.
For sure, for sure. And I think that that would be very, very key. And yeah, but nah, it would be interesting. But in the summer, from at least what I'm hearing, is that if we do get champions miraculously, but if we do, we should we will spend money on a reinvestment on the squad. That's what I'm hearing from my sources. But again, what do you do with that money? Because I don't see, and I did hear Jack Grealish's name being thrown around. As excited as I was, I just feel like that would be another mistake where you spent all the money where we could have invested in the team collectively and bought these good players around the team. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. Buying Jack Grealish, I think it would be. I don't think it would come first, and I don't think really need as much wingers as we would have at the club.
Yeah,
And I
for
think it
sure.
might be a setback in his career coming to Arsenal, personally.
Yeah, definitely. And I get what you mean because you have Jack Grealish, where he is, don't get me wrong, quality of a player. He should be starting in the England team, but it's like we would have to pay 80 million for him or 100, whatever, up front, and it's just like we have gone and spent basically most of our budget on a player where that if he gets injured or something happens to him, that's our only player that we have bought or something like that. I just feel like we should then go and spend maybe 30 million in each department in upgrading the players that we have, or just ensuring that the quality is there.
Yeah, like we need a backup left back. We're playing a right back at left back because Tierney's injured. We need more than one left back. So I think we should invest in that position.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And I just think that, for example, you have Elneny, which on his day can be good, but he's just not good enough consistently. And I think maybe we could then spend some of that money that if we did buy Grealish, maybe spend some of that money on a decent, good, young and upcoming backup midfielder who can maybe compete with Xhaka on time to time, or when we need to take Xhaka out of the team for a rest, he can come in and fill his place and just do as good of a job.
Remember, I agree with you, but remember, we still have Guendouzi on loan at the team he's at, and he actually is performing quite well where he is. So I think that will be, when he comes back, I think that will be more competition.
Yeah, for sure. And oh yeah, I did actually forget Guendouzi, but yeah, I just don't know where Arsenal are with Guendouzi. They see eye to eye with Mikel Arteta as well as to what to do with Guendouzi, because I can see that club do see his talent and they can obviously see the side where he's very hot headed. But I just feel like the club don't want to give up on him just yet. But it's Mikel Arteta that's already given up on him, sort of thing.
Yeah, I just, my opinion, if he improves his behavior and attitude, I think we should keep him because there's like no reason not to keep him if his attitude's gotten better.
Yep, for sure, for sure. Just wanted to talk to you about this one because I think that this one has been an ongoing issue for us over the years, started since Wenger was about to leave. But our waveform has definitely gotten better. Still not at the levels where good enough, but our away form has gotten better. Not like over the years where it's been, I think under Emery we only went 2 wins in a whole year away from home. So what do you think
Yeah.
of our away from under Mikel Arteta? Do you think it's improved that much, or is it just we are getting sort of luck? Or what do you make of it?
I think we've improved because going to Brighton, that's one of our places where we struggle away, and knowing that we got the 3 points there, that's just shown we've improved because that was one of the places we couldn't win. So I think we've improved.
For sure, and I think, and again, I do agree with you. I think we have improved, but under previous managers such as Wenger and Unai Emery, you could see that our home form, which actually this season under Mikel hasn't been so great, was normally sound. I think under last year of Emery or Wenger, we only lost about 3 games at home.
Yeah.
But this season we've already lost 4. So what do you make of it?
Yeah. Our away form's been better than our home form, and our records. People have beaten us a lot at home. Like for example, Aston Villa, they beat us at home and they beat us away. That's 6 points down the drain. I
Yeah, for
think
sure. The same with
we
Wolves
need to
as
get
well.
better.
Yeah,
Same with Wolves.
definitely. And I think at home again, there's no fans, and obviously the other team might have that confidence. But I just feel like look at a team like Man City. Yes, we're not at that level, but the way that they're able to go with along with their business at the empty ad, it's just like we need that as well.
Yeah, we do.
They've kept, I think it was 7 clean sheets at home consecutively now. So we just need that confidence as well to continue playing the way we are at home and don't be scared of the opponent and to come out and attack them like we did today against Leeds.
Yeah, we need to. What do you think about Saka and Leno getting called up for the Player of the Month?
Yeah, I think that was a good decision. I think Saka obviously has been probably our best player. So I think him getting called up was only about right. Unfortunately, he didn't win it. I think it was Gundogan, but he fully deserved to him. But
Yeah,
it's just Leno as well. I think Leno's gone a bit under the radar this season with fans. not because he hasn't been good, but I think because of the results we're losing, and when you lose, you're conceding goals, obviously. So I think maybe that's why he's been going a little under the radar.
But I'm sure Len is in top 5 keepers in the Prem for clean sheets, isn't he?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
if you base it on stats, he is one of the top keepers in the league.
Definitely. And I just think that he still needs to keep that up. That consistency, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. This summer actually, obviously we did speak about the Jack Grealish and stuff like that. But who do you say that needs to go? That would be my main thing. Who needs to go?
Bellerin.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
I want to say Willian, but we all know he's not
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Um,
Do you get rid of somebody like Callum Chambers, or do you keep them
I
around?
was I was about to say that. Well, when he was fit, he was great
Yeah,
or good,
definitely.
as some might say. I think we need to try him out again and see if he's still at that quality that he was before his injury. And if he's not, I think we might have to get rid of him.
Yeah. This was an interesting suggestion that I actually saw. Do you start him in the Europa League game, or against Benfica in the second leg or the first leg, or what do you think?
I think we should. That's a hard one. It depends where we're playing him. Are we playing him right back or centre back?
I think we would probably play him centre back, because yeah.
I think he could potentially start, but it's whether we want to take that risk of having the newly. He just came back from injury, and we're putting him into a Europa League game, which counts.
Yeah, which will be very important to us, considering he doesn't have any match sharpness as well.
Yeah, he's been playing with the under 23s, but we need more from that. Like we need him to play at least one Prem game and base off that,
Yeah, for
and to
sure.
see.
For sure, and I think Mikel does need to give him the opportunity, because I think he's been back up now, but the best he's made is the bench. So
Yeah.
Mikel just needs to give him a chance as well. Maybe he's not seeing something in him in training. Do you try and get rid of Elneny or loan him, or what do you think about Elneny?
I kind of have a soft spot for Elneny. Ever since he come back from his loan at Turkey, I think he's just stepped up his game.
Yeah,
Like,
for
for
sure.
example, that Man United game, the first one where we won 1-0, he was playing very good. Like, from the start of the season, he was playing good. But then Partey came back, he was on the bench, and we haven't really seen a lot of him.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And I just feel like without Thomas Partey, too comfortable. I don't know whether you've noticed.
Yeah, he doesn't look as comfortable as he was at Atletico Madrid, but we have to give him time to settle in. Well, he
Yeah,
has been playing all right, but we still need to give him time.
definitely. And I think Elneny as well is another one where when he hasn't played with Thomas Partey, he hasn't looked as good. Like when he played with, I can't remember which game. I think it was against Burnley when he was out. He didn't look that good. But
Yeah,
when he plays with Thomas Partey for, say, the Man United game, that's when you really see the best of Elneny. So I think that just shows how class Thomas Partey is to be able to get the best out of Elneny and show how good he can be.
yeah. Touching up on that topic about centre mids, what do you think recently of Xhaka?
Xhaka, I think this is the problem. It's not really a problem, but this is the problem among the fan base with what to do with Xhaka. Xhaka is on a good day is very good, and when he gets that consistency, he is very good. But then on the other hand, you can have games where he's consistently dreadful, awful, poor, whatever you want to brand it as. That's the thing with Granit Xhaka, and it's like maybe in the summer if you get a good offer, then we could sell him. But I just feel like with Xhaka, it's a hit and miss with him. That's the thing.
Yeah, like recently he's been playing quite well, but who knows when that's going to end, and then we're going to get the Xhaka from last season back.
Exactly, for sure. What do you think of actually going on to the attack? Gabriel Martinelli, what do you make of him?
He's a promising talent. I think him and Saka, their combination together is great. Like we need to see them back together. But I think we've rushed Martinelli to come back. As we've seen, he came back from an injury. He's come back. He's had another injury during the warm up, and he then you have to get subbed off for an injury as well.
Yeah, for sure. And we do obviously have Benfica coming up, which is a huge game. Do you start him in that game, or what do you do with him?
Um,
Considering he never
if
played
his
today.
if his fitness is there and he's back from his injury fully, I think we should start him because he'll give us that energy. He'll always be up and down, and he's just a great addition to the team.
For sure, and the work rate that he brings is exceptional.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm very happy with Martinelli, and I can see his contributions. For example, when he was playing in the Man United game for the first 45 minutes, the way he was on job was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Obviously, we do have very difficult 2 weeks of football coming up as a football club. We do obviously have Benfica, which we have touched on a lot today. We do have Man City, and Leicester, which obviously are very two big games. But do you prioritize those games or not at all? Just go for the Benfica game, really.
Seeing where we are in the league, I think we should prioritize the Europa, as I said before, because looking at City, then Leicester, and then we got Burnley, Tottenham. I think that's a hard run of games. So I think we should focus on Europa, see how we do against City, Leicester, and then take it from there.
Yeah, for sure. So we obviously go full strength on Thursday against Benfica. So basically we do rest players against Manchester City, really.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
and then not too much.
yeah, like maybe some here and there. We can switch the centre backs because our
Variety.
I can't even say it. Variety of centre backs have been good this season. How have they been performing?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. So I think Leicester game, obviously, we do normally, as fans, look forward to that Leicester game. What do you do with that one as well? Because Leicester, they have really been playing well. They've obviously beat Liverpool 3-1, very convincing performance. So what do you
Look,
make of Leicester?
looking at Leicester this season, they're second in the Prem, performing well. Um, I think we should treat that game as a game we need to get at least 1 point out of because that's after the Benfica game, so we should prioritize it a little bit,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
not
And
too
obviously,
much.
yeah, for sure, I get what you mean. And obviously, Leicester do have good players in form. Jamie Vardy, Tielemans was man of the match against Liverpool, I believe. So,
Madison.
oh, Madison, yeah. So I think that consistent levels that Leicester have shown, I think we need to be able to combat that and really try and hit them on the break or something like that when we do play them because they're not going to be an easy team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope that when we do play them as well, we do play like the football that we played against Leeds, but maybe in the second half we do need to be a bit better defensively.
Yeah, we need to be a bit better defensively because we looked a bit shaky
For sure,
from the fullbacks mainly.
sure. Moving on to the next thing, really. Obviously, as a football club, we have had the struggles over these coronavirus times and stuff, having to take out the loans from the banks, such and etc. Um, what do you really make of the hierarchy of our football club, their approach towards coronavirus thing?
Well, I haven't really looked into it, so I don't really know.
Oh, okay, no problem. Um, obviously, we do have our next league games, which are going to be very important. We did bring in Matt Ryan. That was one person that we forgot to talk about. He made his debut against Villa, which we did lose, unfortunately, last game. And he didn't even touch the ball before he conceded, which, again, but what did you
Yeah,
make of his debut? Because I thought he was very good after that.
yeah. After conceding, which I didn't think was his fault, played quite well,
Yeah, definitely.
and he's a good backup keeper, better than Nelson.
Yeah, for sure. I think Rollerson, I don't know how we weren't able to find a loan move for it, but I think he should have definitely gone on loan because he's not going to
Yeah,
get anything around here for playing opportunities. Maybe he could start for the under 23s or something like that, but I don't think that there's much left for him really at our club.
yep. Unless we don't sign Matt Ryan, then he'll become the backup keeper again.
Yep, I hope by then there will be confidence in him, because when he has played, he's just looked deprived of confidence.
Yeah.
I really do hope so. But guys, thank you for listening to today's podcast. We do hope that you've enjoyed it. Tyler, you enjoyed the podcast today?
I loved it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, it's been
Don't
a
worry,
good
guys.
talk.
We'll be back. We'll be back hopefully next month. Hopefully, that's if I remember.
You sure? You kind of forgot, didn't you, Elijah?
Yeah, I did. It
Yeah.
was all my fault, really. But yeah, next month I will make sure that we are back. So yeah, guys, stay tuned. Share the podcast. Do whatever you guys need to do. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.